Rise for our invocation and our pledge that will be led by our city attorney, Mr. Tom Trask.
Our Heavenly Father, we come humbly before you to ask your divine guidance and help in our deliberations this evening. Bless the members of this council and the citizens that are present. We pray that our work this evening will find favor in your sight. This we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Once again, welcome. Hope you got to enjoy some of the artwork in our new State Street Center. First item is our Citizens Open Forum. We only have a couple of items or rules that you keep it to no more than 5 minutes. You state your name and address clearly for the record. You can address anything on the agenda. However, items 8, 9, 10, and 11 are public hearings, and we will call for your comment at such time. Having said that, anybody on this side of the room would like to address the council? Staff members? Anybody on this side of the room would like to address the council? Yes, sir. Come on up.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Richard Gross. I live at 2033 Sheffield Court. That property abuts the park, Sheffield Park. May I approach?
Yeah. Well, no, you got stuff to pass out?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. Hand it to our deputy city clerk, and she can grab one if you have enough.
What these are is letters from additional.
Don't speak.
Yeah, wait till you get back to so we can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll try to hurry and get in 5 minutes. I'm a rookie at this, so excuse me.
That's right.
Our situation is this, that myself, this is Vicki Courier. She lives at 2031. Lee Aaron, his letter is being passed around, lives at 2037. We are facing a situation where the disc golf and the golfers and the discs themselves are causing us damage to our properties. But more so than that, it's changed our quality of life. We now have people approaching our properties, going after their discs. So we put a sign up, you all put some trees up. Trees won't help. But we used to have a beautiful view out of our window. We saw the park. It was really a nice view. And one of the reasons we love it there. Now we have intrusions from the golfers. Some of them are abusive. They think they have the right to come onto our property. Just recently, one guy opens my one gate, walks right through, opens the other gate. I asked him, where you going? He says, I'm getting my disc, as if it's his right to come onto my property and chase his discs. I don't have a solution. We hoped, we have talked to Travis about it, that they would move that first hole so that it would avoid them coming onto our properties. Personally, I'm going to have to go through an expense of putting up a fence. We never wanted a fence, but we're now going to have to put a fence up so we can have some privacy. And that's really all I have to say. I don't know if Vicki wants to add anything. We just want some kind of solution. We feel that our privacy has been invaded. And some of the golfers are very respectful, but some of them aren't.
Much like a golf course.
It is, but if you bought a house and there was a golf course there,
Understood.
you would expect that being adjacent to a golf course. All of us bought our properties. There was none of this, and now we have this golf disc game. And we'd like some help, some solutions, some ideas, whatever.
Sure. You brought a prop, unless you're planning
I did.
Unless you're planning on doing that in one of our windows up here or something.
I told him he brought his own screen.
I brought the screen to show you that how these discs will damage the screen. Sure. If the screen wasn't there, the window would be there. And I also brought, in case anybody's even reading.
So we can pick you up on the mic, sorry.
Sorry.
We have a huge viewing audience, so we don't want them to.
I also brought the discs. I don't know if you're all familiar with them, but I'm going to bring them up here.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
We didn't throw very far when we did it.
You're lucky I'm not out on that course.
No,
No, you'd be safe because you're not on a lake.
There is a creek on that.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun
No,
of
I
the
understand.
situation.
I understand. And as you can tell, these are formidable. They're not little frisbees. They're discs.
And they're not cheap, a lot of them.
Well, no, and I understand that the guys don't want to lose their discs, but they've been up on my roof.
Have they really?
Absolutely.
oh, really?
Yes.
How did
Yeah.
they get up on your roof?
Well,
I don't
the one
know.
picture showed it.
The discs will be on our roofs, and several days later, they're gone. So at some point, someone's going on our roofs, taking their discs back.
If you want to come up and state, just only for the record, or just so that we can pick it up on tape. It's public information, so.
Yes, my name is Vicki Courier, and I live at 2037, and I've lived there for 27 years, and I feel safe, it's been quiet, and now I have traffic daily behind my house, and there was never nothing.
Sure, I understand.
And the discs are hitting my sliding glass door continually. They're up on my roof. And like my uncle says, they walk our property trying to retrieve them. But it's my property. So
Okay.
I just think a solution would be to just take the first hole and move it to the end of the course.
And we're discussing some option. Our parks people are here, so Al might have some input. Debbie, do you have any thoughts on? Did you hear? Any thoughts on what they might be able to do for people trespassing on their property or getting on their roofs? What?
It's up to us to take care of that.
Yeah, but I mean, if
Move
you got
the
people
things,
trespassing,
whatever.
you know.
But that doesn't
I
fix the
understand.
problem.
No, I understand. Al, if you want to.
So we're looking to rework the hole.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's the best solution. We asked you about nets. We understand that's not a real great option. We tried the trees. The trees probably wouldn't be much good to you until they grow up.
Yeah.
Who knows how long that'll be. But we're looking hard at reworking the hole 2 different ways. So we'll stay in touch with you. When we get a solution, we'll make sure we run it by you. I can't guarantee it's a fail-safe because who knows where they're throwing things. But if we aim them differently, we think that'll resolve the problem.
Thank you. And this is just a recap of some of the times that I've personally encountered either discs hitting my house, my roof, or a confrontation with some of the golfers. They can be quite abusive at times. You know, they're out there, they're having a good time. I understand that. But when a disc hits your house and you go out there and you look at your screen and it's got a hole in it and you ask the guy who is approaching your property, are you going to make good for the damages on this? And they'll say, no.
Okay. Do you can leave that with?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, if I might?
Yeah.
Have we received other complaints from other areas of the course that you're aware of?
No, their property is the only property that is by where the discs fly. Because I ride my bike through there, and after I got your email, I checked where your home was, and I saw that your area is the only area where they can fly.
That's true, yeah. And there's
Question is no.
No, you have not.
there's 4 or 5 properties.
Right at that hole, though.
But it's right at that juncture right there.
It is.
We're going to look into it and see. We want a solution that hopefully stops a lot of it, so.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Yep, thank you for coming.
Anybody else in the room like to address the council? Seeing no one, we'll close the citizens' open forum. A couple items on the mayor's minute, a couple of recaps items. Honored to speak at the Rotary Club of Oldsmar and Eastlake and presented the Student of the Month awards to students from Oldsmar, Lake St. George, and Forest Lakes Elementary School. Our monthly We Mean visit with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, the city manager, and myself. In September, we visited with Bosch Osgood Industries and Richard's Food Emporium. If you ever watch how it was made with some of the big machinery that makes yogurt cups, those machines are made right here in Oldsmar, so it's pretty cool. The machine we saw was going to where? Vietnam, I think?
Vietnam, yeah.
Vietnam. State Street Center ribbon cutting was tonight. And the grand opening, the new State Street Center, now open at 127 State Street West. The former senior center features on-demand digital fitness programs, senior programs, online class training, and much, much more. It's at the building right outside of the council here. Is there a website or something that they can go to get any of the class programming? I'm looking for Deb. Okay, myoldsmar.com, the leisure services. Got a ton of classes out there going on in there and activities. The Children's Art Exhibit and opening reception today at City Hall. Great seeing the artistic skills of the students from Oldsmar and Forest Lakes Elementary. Exhibit runs through the end of November. Both exciting and depressing when you go over there and look at it, because those kids have way more skill than the vice mayor and I ever had in school.
We agreed there was obviously something wrong with us as children.
Yeah.
Because
they have progressed way further than the stick figures I used to draw. So at any rate, upcoming events is the Community Action Forum. That's Wednesday, October 3rd, 6 to 9 p.m. next door at the new State Street Center. Forum to discuss plastic pollution and view the Straws short film video. Free to attend. Registration is required. Oldsmar.com for that. myoldsmar.com for that. International Walk to School Day. That is Wednesday, October 10th, 7:50 at RE Olds Park. Excited to join Oldsmar Elementary for their annual Walk to School Day. Always a great morning to spend with their children. I know our city manager and myself are going. I don't know about any other council members, but we'd love to have you out there. It's not a long walk. Wildlife Wednesday webinar, Wednesday, October 10th at 12, also at the State Center, and that is Gopher Tortoises is the featured creature this month. Free event registration, and I don't think you get to take a gopher tortoise home, I don't think. School's out, one-day camp, Monday, October 15th at the Cypress Forest Rec Center, open to children ages 5 to 12. It's $30 with a rec card and $30 without a rec card. Registration by Tuesday the 9th. Annual Halloween happenings Friday, October 26th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Mobley Bayou Wilderness Preserve. That is a free event featuring costume contests, zip line specials, spoopy walking paths, and bounce houses and more. All other information is at myoldsmar.com. Oh, a couple other quick things that I was given. The National Solar Tour, October 6th and 7th. This year's National Solar Tour will be the largest ever grassroots solar event in the country. It's happening October 6th and 7th and surrounding weekends. The tour is a unique chance to learn about solar in our community, visit a solar installation, learn how it works, and chat with the owners. There are lots of sites to visit, including solar homes, breweries, small businesses, breweries, and also you can visit their website, nationalsolartour.org/maps. So, and I think we'll have a link to that on our website. As I understand it, there are some of these exhibits in Pinellas County, so check some of that out. Also, household electronic collection, again, that is at the North County Satellite Site, 29582 US 19. That's October 27th. It's just a little bit south of Home Depot on US 19. Having said that, that wraps up the Mayor's Minute. Our next item is awards and presentation. Our first is the presentation of the business of the quarter for the third quarter of 2018, and Councilmember Gabby McGee will do that.
Good evening. So our Business of the Quarter Award is done in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce and City Council, and it's really an opportunity for us to recognize one of our outstanding businesses here in the city of Oldsmar. Generally, the businesses that are selected not only provide a great business and service to the community, they also provide a lot of community support in other ways. So it's an honor tonight to recognize tonight's Business of the Quarter Award. Business Records Management, in addition to being a family-owned business with a 25-year successful track record, they've provided a free shred day to the city of Oldsmar for the past 2 years, helping to keep us a green city. Business Records Management is the premier document imaging, mobile shredding, and record storage company in the Tampa Bay area. They've been providing records management services aimed at securing confidential information, reducing operating costs, and improving productivity. They help their clients focus on vital revenue-generating business and eliminate the headache of managing records. They currently own and operate over 150,000 square feet of secure record storage space in Pinellas and Hillsborough County from their headquarters right here in the city of Oldsmar. Another interesting part of this story is that Business Records Management was founded by two brothers in 1991 and remains family-owned and operated today. As a family-owned business, they believe in community support. In addition to Shred Day, they are also actively engaged in several charities, including Oldsmar Cares, Eckerd Connects, and the Children's Dream Fund. I'm honored to present our 2018 Business of the Quarter Award to Ken Siebert with Business Records Management.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to say anything?
No, I didn't have anything prepared, but thank you very much for the recognition. And I just want to say that my brother and I are so thrilled that we made the choice to come to Oldsmar. We were originally in Clearwater for a number of years, and we just find this to be just such a wonderful town, just great people, excellent restaurants, and we can see the growth. We're very excited. So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm coming over here. Hey, there you go. Let me see.
Get to put your arm around Gabby. How great would that be?
I got a new flash, so. Thank you.
Stars leaving.
We have nothing in the CRA tonight. Congratulations on that. Thank you for being a partner with the city as well. Yep. Nothing in the CRA, so the next item is our consent docket. A couple items: accept the resignation of Star Lastry from the Planning Board, accept the resignation of Steve Gator Black from the Leisure Services Board, which saddens me. Also approval to authorize city manager to negotiate a contract for 2018-08 RFQ, continuing services for surveying and mapping. Next item, authorize city manager to negotiate a contract for 2018-012 RFQ, design services for St. Pete Drive streetscape and drainage project. And the final item is approve the tentative agenda for October 16th, 2018. If nobody wishes to pull anything, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. Thank you. Next is to approve the City of Oldsmar, and that's item 7, approve moving Pat Pelletier from alternate member to full member of the Planning Board. Are we here tonight? Mm-hmm. Yep, come on up. I thought that was you.
Okay, so I am Pat Pelletier.
And I said it right too, didn't I?
Pardon me?
I said it right too, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I said Pat. I got that part right.
Oh, good.
Good, and we appreciate you. How long were you been an alternate member?
3 years, maybe 3 years,
Well, that.
maybe 2.
Yeah, I think more like
I'm not sure. I've been here 4 years, so I did the Citizens Academy,
Okay.
right away.
Good.
And I was so impressed with your mission statement, number 1, and the architectural drawings that you guys have planned. I said, oh my gosh, I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
So I wrote in. The rest is history.
That's great. We talked about it the other night at the Citizens Academy with the charter officials that was up here. And I don't know how many, but we have quite a few of our board members filled from Citizens Academy, right? And either they took the Citizens Academy and they joined a board, or they're on a board and they took the Citizens Academy. So we thank that. You're an ambassador for our city, so we really appreciate that. So thank you. Any questions?
No, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for your services, and we look forward to great things from our planning board. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
We like to do that because not always do we get a chance to meet everybody that's on the board. So some of them have been on them for years and years, but we like to meet the people that are on our boards and thank them. Next is our city attorney.
Yeah, I have 4 items for you tonight. The first item is the second and final reading and public hearing of ordinance 2018-10. I'll read that by title only. An ordinance of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, vacating a portion of the utility and water line easement on Lot 2 crossings at Oldsmar Phase 2, according to the map or plat thereof, is recorded in Plat Book 137, pages 29 through 33 of the public records of Pinellas County, Florida, and providing an effective date hereof. Again, that is the second and final reading of ordinance 2018-10 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address this item from the public? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. For discussion purposes, I need a motion.
Move.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on this item? Mr. Beaverland?
No,
Just I was looking for your standard.
that's the next one.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, that's right. I got ahead of, I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
Gotcha.
That's what it was.
He does read them.
I was just quizzing you, see.
Well, I was wondering if you were paying attention.
Motion, clearly. Motion and a second. If there's no other discussion, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Seidel?
Yes.
Councilmember Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember Mickey?
Yes.
Councilmember Bieland?
Yes.
Ordinance 2018-10, vacating a portion of the utility and water easement located on Lot 2 of the crossings at Oldsmar Phase 2 is adopted with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Did you get your yes in there?
I got my yes in
Said
there.
I. Yeah.
Okay, so item number 9, first reading and public hearing of ordinance 2018-11. I'll read that by title only. An ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida, to annex certain real property located at Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as Lot 13, Block 16, map of Section Number 1, West Oldsmar, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9, 6660, 016, 0130, into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, and providing for the effective date of this ordinance. It was the first reading of ordinance 2018-11 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody from the public wish to address this item? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing for discussion purposes. Need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Any discussion items on this?
One at a time.
Or in this case tonight?
Well, two at a time, 2.5 at a time.
You know something I don't know?
Yeah, the third one, we're just going to, first public hearing,
These are all first public hearings.
first reading.
Maybe he only reads the first one.
We'll just go ahead. We'll go on with
We'll round up to 3.
Yeah.
One at a time with 3 tonight.
Yeah, okay. I figured you'd catch up to us eventually, so. If there's no other discussion, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Seidel?
Yes.
Councilmember Saraki?
Positively.
Councilmember Mickey?
Yes.
Councilmember Bieberland?
Yes.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
Okay.
Yeah. First reading of ordinance 2018-11, annexing 3136 St. Clair Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
And just for those that are here tonight that may not know, West Oldsmar is the part over by, on the way to the Safety Harbor Bridge. And where are we at now, do you know, numbers-wise?
55% after these two get second reading?
55%. So we're slowly annexing them, and these 3 property owners, these 3 properties are owned by the same owner. Is that correct?
Yep.
I believe so, yes.
Well, something else to explain to them years ago, we tried to annex them and they sued us.
So now they're coming into the city, so we're over halfway there.
One at a time.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 10 is first reading and public hearing of ordinance 2018-12. I'll read that by title only. An ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida to annex certain real property located in Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as Lot 19, Block 17, map of Section Number 1, West Oldsmar, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9, 6660, 017, 0190, into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, and providing for the effective date of this ordinance. That was the first reading of ordinance 2018-12 by title only.
This also is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address this item from the public? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing for discussion. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second.
One more.
Any discussion on this? One more. All right. And any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Seidel? Yes. Councilmember Saraki?
Yes.
Councilmember Mickey?
Yes.
Councilmember Bieberland?
Absolutely.
Mayor Beavis?
Aye.
First reading of ordinance 2018-12, annexing 3168 Huron Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
Then item number 11 is the first reading and public hearing of ordinance 2018-13. I'll read that by title only. An ordinance declaring the intention of the city of Oldsmar, Florida to annex certain real property located in Section 22, Township 28 South, Range 16 East, further described as Lot 6, Block 18, map of Section Number 1, West Oldsmar, parcel number 22, 28, 16, 9, 6660, 018, into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar and providing for the effective date of this ordinance. That was the first reading of ordinance 2018-13 by title only.
This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to address this item? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing for discussion. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion on this?
One more.
There we go, one more.
I
Call the
think
roll.
you should go out and try to get about 4 more, Al, for next meeting.
Wow, pressure's on.
I'm in a zone.
Hey, this is pretty good. We did 3. This is 3 of them. We're normally 1 at a time, so that's pretty good. So another discussion, call the roll, please.
Vice Mayor Seidel.
Yes.
Saraki.
Positively.
Councilmember McKee.
Yes.
Councilmember Bieber.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor Beavis.
Aye.
Ordinance 2018-13, annexing 3149 Huron Avenue into the corporate limits of the city of Oldsmar, passes with 5 votes for and 0 against.
What's going on
Hold that up
tonight?
for me
I know,
sometimes.
that's what I was just saying.
Is it a full moon tonight or something?
If you recall, last time our clerk was having a hard time with remembering who I was.
Oh,
Trying to help her out with
Call
that
me
same
Gabby.
thing.
It's gotta be a full moon.
I just wish I had Gabby's hair.
That would look weird.
Well, some hair.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
That's it. Thank you. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 12 is adopt resolution 2018-16, establishing the intent to reimburse certain capital expenditures incurred in connection with the construction and equipping of the city's various capital improvement projects with proceeds of future tax-exempt financings. Background is simply this. The city has determined that it will be necessary to incur debt to complete the Harbor Palms Infrastructure Improvement Project, and it is expected that the cost of this project will be reimbursed by and financed with proceeds from tax-exempt financings by the city in the future. Staff recommends approval.
Need a motion?
I need to read that back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Resolution.
Yeah, this is Resolution 2018-16, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Oldsmar, Florida, establishing its intent to reimburse certain capital expenditures incurred in connection with the construction and equipping of the city's various capital improvement projects with proceeds of future tax-exempt financings, providing certain other matters in connection therewith, and providing for an effective date. That was reading of Resolution 2018-16 by title only.
I need a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Any thoughts, input on this?
No, I think it's a good thing, and quite honestly, it's gives us more options that we currently we're going to need anyhow because of the state revolving fund not actually providing funding for all the stuff that we need to do over there.
We're going to need multiple funding sources anyway.
Yeah. So
What's the total construction cost that we're anticipating?
Well, the total of what we plan to finance is roughly 10 million. The construction could be more than that.
Okay.
We're going to pay bills with cash that we have, and part of that is the design of what this is for bank qualified financing. Staying under $10 million is an easier thing to handle with no arbitrage. So 10 million is the answer to your question, but it might be slightly more.
And for those that aren't familiar, just what's the Reader's Digest version of the Harbor Palms project, what it involves?
As far as what's involved, I'd probably prefer Nan give us a quick version, but there's multiple facets to it that involve stormwater and street work and utilities. We're currently doing slip lining right now, but obviously we're paying for that with cash. Nan, you want to give us a quick, if I didn't already kill it?
And that's fine. And just because it's such a significant project, it's nice for those that may watch this at home or what have you to know what's going on.
Nan Bennett, Public Works Director. The Harbor Palms project is primarily a replacement of the water system. But as you know, the water system is buried under the streets and the sidewalks and lots of others. So we're taking this opportunity when we go in and wholesale replace the water system to also upgrade the streets and repave in that area and improve what drainage we can with the areas that we're disturbing. And we've evaluated the sanitary sewer as well and doing some minor improvements that are needed within the sanitary sewer to bring all of the underground utilities, to a point where they have 20 more years of useful life.
Good. Yeah, I know the crews are out there quite a bit. I was at a house that I ultimately will be listing, and I think they've been out there a bunch of times just continually patching holes in those pipes out there. So
particularly the water services are in very, very rough condition. They break very easily, so we're doing a lot of repairs. So yeah, it will be good to have a new water system.
Long overdue.
Long overdue. Okay, thank you for that.
Man, whatever you just said, you made me very happy. Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
Yep.
To make you guys happy.
We had a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Bieberlin?
With that done, with the Harbor Palms done, and with you fixing my good drinking water finally after 50 years, our infrastructure will be almost 100%.
Yeah. And with those two projects, I don't know, we don't really know how to quantify it, but potentially loss of revenue because of all the leaks into the, into the ground and things
Sure,
like
the
that.
waste.
With the waste, so.
The waste, but it's long overdue, that's for sure.
Long overdue.
We lose thousands of gallons a week.
Sure, I'm sure we do. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you. Next.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 13, excuse me, LA. Waive bid requirements and request City Council approval to award Tetra Tech Incorporated a disaster debris monitoring and management services contract under the Pinellas County Cooperative Contract RFP number 167-0024-P. The recommended motion is as I've read it. Background is essentially last year for Hurricane Irma, FEMA had required cities to secure debris management, debris monitoring services through private companies. And since the storm affected so many people in the state of Florida, essentially the safest way to say it is they didn't show up. Our people did a great job. Republic was a big help. LJ Tucker got an award for his role in helping us clean up quickly. But we did sign, subsequent to that, an interlocal agreement with Pinellas County to use a choice of the providers that they have. Simply, all we're doing here is asking council to waive the bid requirements because we're following the interlocal, and the county provided 6 or 7 options. We chose Tetra Tech both for the quality of their work, and we like the idea of them doing both services. When we had separate companies, we had one do monitoring, one did management, and frankly, neither one of them did much. So this should resolve both issues.
And as I recall, I don't know that we have any proof of it, but what was happening last year was because it was throughout the state that the contractors were going wherever the biggest wallet was.
And in some cases that was based on proximity to the dump site because they sometimes measure their expenses based on
mileage,
district mileage, fuel costs. So it was quite an adventure, but we did wonderful things. I hope the public realizes. You saw my dump truck with Public Works guys on it, basically picking up debris from houses about 3 at a time before turning around and trucking it all the way back to the yard behind the fire station. And they were ready to do the whole city that way, but then we got LJ to come in with a couple of claw trucks and we mopped up really quickly. And we were hearing things about people from the county and other parts of the county that were 8 weeks out and they still weren't clean. So
yeah,
our guys did a great job.
Hats off to our city employees and LJ Tucker for doing a great job, and his business is right here. It's awesome. I mean, I think we were, for the most part, we were cleaned up before other cities even kind of got started getting cleaned up. So I think that was one of the positive takeaways from in Pinellas County was to partner with the county and do that collectively. So need a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Hope we don't ever have to use them.
Right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Thank you. Anything else?
Thank you, Mayor. That's
City
it.
Clerk, you got anything?
Oh, nothing tonight.
Thank you. City Council comments. We'll start with the Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a couple of comments. Number one, I want to thank the team, the city team, because we very quickly put together our Oktoberfest team. And so I appreciate that. Just a reminder, it's going to be, our shift is October 20th. And for all of those at home, the Chamber of Commerce gives the city staff and leadership a beer shift. They figured they'd give us a job we could do well. In any event, it's from 11 to 5 on the 20th, but I do appreciate Saturday. So I do appreciate everybody volunteering right away. I want to give kudos to Councilmember Saraki and the clerk's office. Some of you might have seen, but we recently hosted the Florida League of Cities here. And for those of you who aren't familiar with them, it was actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't the Florida League, it was the Suncoast League. And that organization is made up of local elected officials in the Tampa Bay area. And so it's really nice because they all come here. It's the second time they've been here, and I give Councilmember Siraki a lot of credit for that because he's been a driver behind it. And it was a nice event, and we hosted them for lunch, and they held their meeting here. And there's a lot of benefit to that because a lot of them, until coming here, wasn't really that familiar with Oldsmar. And these are the same people that we often serve on committees that might have something to do with funding, might have something to do with strategic planning. And so it further builds the rapport. But anyhow, it was a really nice meeting, and I appreciate all your work on that and the clerk's office.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I feel like that was a paid political announcement. It really wasn't. It's good stuff, though. And I will say this, since we are talking campaign season, I am going to go ahead and give a plug on Thursday, October 11th from 6 p.m. to 8:30. My campaign team is hosting a campaign kickoff for mayor. As most of you know, that our current mayor is term limited out. So I'm hoping he'll even be there as a result of that. I don't know.
I think I said I was interested, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. He's such a wise guy.
Didn't want to commit.
But anyhow, it's hot hors d'oeuvres and free drink and all that. It should be a really good time. And it's open to the public. We only ask is that you RSVP on Facebook. Outside of that.
Did you say where it was?
Flamestone.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I did. And that's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Siraki.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to touch on what Eric said about the Suncoast lunch. I really want to thank Kathy for picking up the food and all your hard work, and Ann, too, taking care of the room. It was fantastic. It was actually one of the largest crowds attendance that we had at a Suncoast League of Cities luncheon business meeting that I have been since the last 3 years I've been on that committee. It's the largest attendance we've had, and I want a special thank you to the city staff for also showing up, and Eric and Doug. Thank you so much for coming because it was a great turnout, and it turned out to be a real successful meeting, and I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. And then the last thing I want to say is Jerry brought me a brick. This is the original brick from Tampa Road, and I asked him on Facebook if he would give me a couple bricks because I have an area, a little walkway at my home that I want to put these at. And he got me 6 bricks. They're in his truck, and I'm going to go take them. And Jerry, I want to thank you for getting this for me. It means a lot to me because I'm very interested in our city history. And this is a very special gift, and I want to thank you for that.
I gave them to you because you're a special individual.
Well, thank you, and that's all I have now.
That's nice. Disregard the pothole.
I was going to say,
as you leave.
Yeah, Nan, you might want to check and see. Boom, when you go down Tampa Road.
So I'm very happy. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it very much.
Well done. Councilmember Beaverland.
Oh,
That's all you got? That's all you got? Thank you.
You passed her up.
I can do whatever I want.
Yes, you can, man. You caught me off guard that time. You really screwed my mind up, Mayor. Okay. I didn't attend the academy because I was attending one of our citizens out here, helping them. But I wanted to, but that didn't mean I would if I could, but I would have, but I was doing something else with citizens.
Well, I ate all the food, so it's okay.
Thank you. I have one other thing. I gave you all a history of the Chamber of Commerce and me over the past. I'm not going to apologize about last council meeting because I was a little rough. I know I was, but I apologize for the fact that I told you all that stuff, but you didn't know the background with me, and so I thought I should present the background so you know where I was coming from. And I love the chamber. I was so involved in it, they gave me the Citizen of the Year 1 year. So now you know at least the background of how I felt. And thank you for who you are.
There you go.
Councilmember McGee.
Best of luck to all the candidates in the qualifying period right now. Wish you all
You're in the catbird seat.
Gabby's the only one not qualified.
Gabby's the only one that doesn't have to run, so she's in the catbird seat.
to all the incumbents and obviously all the newcomers as well. Always an exciting time. And one last thing, just because I'm sure we're probably on a time bet here. Happy birthday to Adam back there, because it's his birthday before the next meeting on the 14th, so I couldn't let that one slide.
Does he give out presents?
I think he does. Either that or he's going to turn the
Hide
lights off.
behind the glass.
Either he's going to turn the lights out on us or
And
something.
that's all I have.
That's all you have. I don't have a whole lot. Again, Suncoast League of Cities, it was great. I hung out and you guys covered a lot of great ground. And one of the things that continues to happen is the discussion of home rule, and we won't get into that. But I think anytime we get to showcase our city, because we are kind of tucked away a little bit from the rest of the county, we get to do that. You know, we recently hosted the TDC here, the Tourist Development Council here, and a lot of them had never been to our city. They may have been through it, but they hadn't been to it. So anytime I think we get to showcase them, and especially showcase this beautiful building that was paid for by Penny for Pinellas. So that's one of the things that you just voted on recently that went towards this building years ago. But so great job, Dan. Only other thing I wanted to bring up, and I think Dan is going to TBRPC signing ceremony October 8th at 10.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to bring that up.
For the resolution. So I will be going to that. I've got it on my schedule.
Okay,
That's this
good.
coming Monday.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. Thank you for bringing it up, Mayor.
Yep, so.
You want to drive together?
Like you that much.
Tom, sunshine law.
Yeah, sunshine law. Sorry, I can't talk.
Thank you for bringing it up. Al and I talked about that, and I was supposed to bring it up. So good. I'm glad you're going to sign that.
Yep, going. Anything else? Adjourn. 7:40.